So, did you know that there are certain types of people who get DUIs? Yep. Believe it or not, it's the same kinds of individuals who keep getting DUIs time and time again. Well, I have developed a list of the types of individuals who get DUIs, and I'm going to share with you my top 3 types of individuals from that list who get DUIs. So I am criminal defense attorney Hannah Akintoye, and when it comes to the types of individuals who get DUIs, my goal here is not to, bash anybody, but to really help you so that you do not end up on this list and you don't end up being one of these types of individuals. So here we go. The first on the list is the wedding attendee. Everybody loves going to weddings. Why? Because there's free food and there's free booze, okay? There's often going to be an open bar. And when there's an open bar, people love to indulge. And especially if it's not you paying for the drinks, you're going to keep drinking and drinking and drinking to your heart's desire. And what ends up happening is that a lot of people realize that they've drank too much, but they have to get home. A lot of weddings are in remote places where you have to drive there. And usually when you're going to a wedding, you're not going with a lot of people that you know. You're usually going with your +1. And in some instances, you might be going by yourself, but you may know other people who are at the wedding. But regardless of who you know or who you don't know at the wedding, the temptation is always going to be there to drink as much as possible because it's free. And what I want you to do is resist that temptation to be that wedding attendee who drinks so much that you are nearly passed out and now you have other people catering to you. Even weddings that take place at hotels still, for whatever reason, drive home. So my sincere advice to you is don't be that wedding attendee. I'm not trying to ruin your fun, but just don't drink and drive, especially if you are being tempted with open bar. All right, type number 2, the best friend. Why the best friend? Well, a lot of the times the best friend is the person who plans birthdays or celebrations for those that are close to them. And especially when we're talking about birthday parties and big celebrations, you are the person that is tasked with making sure that your friend is doing okay and they're doing all right. So if the birthday girl or the birthday guy takes a shot, you got to take a shot too. That's typically how it goes at these parties. And you are almost like the hype man or the hype woman at your best friend's event or your best friend's celebration. And so if you're the best friend and you are celebrating somebody who is close to you and you know that you're going to have to kind of put on a show to make sure that your friend is okay, take an Uber, take a Lyft, do what you have to do, but just make sure that you don't drink and drive at the celebration that you're putting on for your close friends. So number 3, the peer pressure victim. This is the person that goes out, they want to just meet up with people briefly or just have a little bit of fun. They don't intend to turn up too crazy, but what ends up happening is that because everybody else is drinking and everybody else is having a great time, you feel pressured into doing the same. For example, let's say you're the kind of person who likes to hang out with a couple of friends after work, and all you intended to do was just grab a quick bite and then head home. But instead, your friends are saying, hey, it's Friday, let's have some fun. And now your friends are a couple drinks in, and they're pressuring you to make sure that you keep the same energy as them. And then what ends up happening is one beer turns into 2, then turns into 3, and now all of your friends are so intoxicated and they are pressuring you to keep up with their number of drinks. And what typically happens is your friend gets a shot. So they say, hey, get one for me and my friend. Or your friend gets a beer. And they say, you know what? I got my friend's next beer. And you only planned on having maybe a beer and that was it, something really light, because you knew that you had to drive home. But your friends or your colleagues are turning up a little bit too much, and now you are being sucked into that same energy. And you realize that you've had a couple of drinks and now you have to worry about how to get home. You don't want to Uber, maybe because you live too far away. And you don't want to ask a friend because all your other friends are drunk too. And now you've put yourself in a situation where you've been pressured into drinking more than you expected. Don't be that person. If you plan on only having a certain number of drinks or not drinking at all, stick to that limit. And the moment that you go over that limit is the moment that you are going to realize that you've made a big mistake. Don't be the peer pressure victim. So those are my top 3 types of people who get DUIs. Now, I have actually created a list of 9 types of people who get DUIs often. And what I've done is I've compiled that into a list that I'd be happy to share with you. All you have to do is just click on the link below. It is free. There is no cost for it. But the point of compiling it into a list that you can download is so that you can take this with you. And remember that you do not want to end up as one of the types of people on this list. Share it with your friends and your family. If you have any questions, feel free to reach me on my website, mydclaw.com, or you can message me here and I would be glad to follow up with you and answer any questions that you have. As always, stay safe and I'll talk to you soon.